It was all volunteers through Habitat.
Right.
There's a trick to everything,
All right. Good evening, everybody. We'll call the meeting to order for July 23rd, 2025. Please stand and remove caps for pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we'll approve or amend the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. All right, request minutes from July 9th, 2025 City Council work session.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion approved. Okay, motion to pay the bills.
I'll make a motion to pay the bills.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion approved.
I just want one thing, you notice they're up high now, the bills, just in case we have to cut a meeting short, we need to get the bills approved, so that's why we moved it up. Instead of at the end of the meeting, it's up after the minutes, so just so you know why that changes there.
Perfect. Consent agenda. I don't got nothing. Okay. Old business. Nothing. All righty. We'll start with new business, and we'll start with restated joint powers agreement of the Goodhue Community Fire Truck Association.
So, hopefully I'll have time to read it in our packets. Bob had a lot of comments and edits to the agenda. I guess the issue I have with some and a lot of the edits is I'm not sure how the other townships are going to feel about the edits. Understandably, looking at it, it was a lot of small edits. Some of the edits that were made, I felt were confusing and changed what the conveyance of certain aspects were inside of this document. So, not to say that all comments were, but some were, I thought. And I really think we need to get something going here. The issue is can only do this every 5 years, and we're on year 5 to do it. So this is the year we have to get it done. We're not trying to do this and put pressure on anyone. The only problem is if we don't get anything done here, we have to wait 5 years per our current contract we're running on, or joint powers, and we're gonna have a lot of pissed off townships. I mean, there's no easy way to say it. Every township in this joint powers agreement is gonna be mad. So, not to mention, if majority or 5/8 of the townships in the current agreement vote to enact this new one, we gotta follow suit because that's what's required to enact this is 5/8. So we might as well get on board now and save face. We're not here to do anything but to do what's best for the community and do what's best for our residents in Goodhue. And that's what this joint powers is. No one in this agreement's getting a better shake than another person. So what I would like to see tonight is to make a resolution to join or pass the joint powers agreement, and then we can work on getting this document figured out, but we need to get the ball rolling to become part of the joint powers agreement.
So I have a question, on the meeting that you invited me to, so you guys had on Monday. On that meeting, out of all of these members, how many of them have read this?
All of them.
Okay, so they all had
Mhm.
this in front of them and were able to read some of the concerns that Bob had.
No, there was only I and Rich Majerus that had this in front of us. We couldn't get this in a printable document. When you tried to print it, it showed up to be a quarter page.
So
Because this was tied into our city packet, I couldn't pull this document out. I would have to email them my whole city packet, which I wasn't gonna do. So my only option was to email this to Rich and see if, I think it was him and his daughter were working on it, trying to figure out how to get this to be a full page, or at least a page they could read, but they couldn't. All they could get was this tiny print in the corner of a page. So, no. But all the other townships received the unedited version that Bob received and you guys have received before. They were all on board to sign it. They were all ready to sign it. So again, that's where I bring back, if they vote 5/8 to join the agreement, per our contract we're running on now, we have to join.
all right, so go ahead, Lisa.
Mayor and council, can I just comment?
Go ahead.
Is that all right, Mayor?
Yep.
So two things that council member said there that I don't agree with. First is that the committee, I think is what it's called, under the current joint powers agreement, that there is a committee that can vote to bind the city of Goodhue to a new agreement.
No,
That's not
that is wrong.
correct. Okay. Well, what are you saying? You just
There's
said
a
5/8
committee,
and vote.
there's a committee that created the new document. That committee sent it out to all townships that are in this joint powers agreement. All townships of the joint powers agreement have verbally stated that they will sign this. And it is not the committee of editing this that said or has the power to make Goodhue join it. It is the whole Fire Truck Association as voting members that can, at a 5/8 vote, make the city of Goodhue join it.
Yeah, there's no provision in the current agreement that says that. That's not correct.
Well, I can tell you myself and 5 other members in this room will tell you the exact opposite.
Well, telling us is one thing, but seeing it is,
Mayor, can I just finish saying what I'm going to say?
Yeah.
It's fine, council member, if you disagree with me. I totally get that you disagree with me, but let me just finish my thought and then say why you disagree. But it is not correct under any joint powers agreement that a member city to a joint powers agreement can be committed to changing its financial contribution by a vote of a body other than the city council. So the city of Goodhue can't be made to change its contribution for what I understand. I mean, currently I understand the position of everyone is that Goodhue isn't obligated at all to pay for maintenance costs. And understandably, the members don't think that's fair. I totally understand that. I mean, that doesn't, frankly, I mean, I'm not going to tell you what I think, but I mean, the members don't think that's fair. So that's the interpretation of the current agreement. It is not the case that the other members of this joint powers can commit the city of Goodhue to paying more, which is more than zero, without a vote of the Goodhue City Council. Goodhue gets to decide what Goodhue is agreeing to. And my job is to represent Goodhue. My job is not to represent all the other communities here. I mean, with all due respect, that's, I think, obvious, right? So I'm coming at this from the perspective of the city of Goodhue. It doesn't, I understand that the fire association, not a committee of it, the full fire association board may vote to approve this agreement. That does not bind the city of Goodhue unless the city of Goodhue agrees to it. So I'm simply raising concerns about the agreement from the perspective of the city of Goodhue. And I think my comments on the, at the end of the day, as I said at the last meeting, I think, whatever the city of Goodhue, you council members, decide is a fair allocation of resources is fine. I have no opinion whatsoever about that. I do not care about that. That's your decision to make. I just want the agreement to actually say what all parties are agreeing to. And it does not do that now. It just doesn't do that now. And I think my comments make that clear. I mean, to be most clear about it, I mean, there are lots of ways that it doesn't, but the allocation provision, the division of who's going to pay what provision, isn't a formula. There is not a formula there for dividing up who pays what. And I understand the intent here is to have a formula, which is totally sensible. That's what most joint powers agreements do. And so I'm, as a lawyer for government in general, I think that's fine. But you'd have to have a provision that actually says what the formula is. And there isn't one right now. So I want to, respectfully, Councilmember, you're entitled to disagree with me, obviously, and ultimately your vote it matters, mine doesn't. But I'm just telling you that it is not correct that the vote of some other organization can bind Goodhue to some new deal. That's not true. I mean, taken to its logical extension, that view would mean the Fire Association would say Goodhue is now going to pay 100% of everything. And even though Goodhue Council doesn't vote for that, enough of us are voting for that to make that happen. That's not correct. That can't happen. And it can't happen that Goodhue is obligated to pay 24%, which is what the current agreement says, without Goodhue Council's approval. So I just want to get to where everyone in the room, I take it there are folks from other communities that are involved in this. I just want to get to an agreement where everyone knows what the deal is. I don't care what the deal is. It's up to you as the city council to decide what the deal is. I just want the document to reflect what the deal is. So I'll stop that.
Go ahead, Lisa, you were gonna say something?
Oh, I was just gonna say that I sent the version that Michael asked me on Friday. I gave it to you. I pulled it out of that, so you had it on Friday. To be available on Monday. That's all.
If I could speak on this?
Yep.
Okay,
Okay, hold on a second. So what we need is we needed you to go ahead and get on the agenda. And we did not do that, to give you that time.
This is on the agenda though, the
No,
joint powers agreement.
no, be able to speak though. Okay, so we'll give it, we want to run the proper way. Okay, so we'll give you the 5 minutes. Do you have the clock? Yeah, we'll give you the 5 minutes, okay? Go ahead, and we need you to step up there, please.
We need him to talk on this for clarification.
Yep, well, that's what I thought you were gonna do.
And, okay. And that's what I thought you were
What's
gonna
that?
do on Monday. But
The need for a new agreement came about because the 95 agreement was out of date. Since that time, Goodhue's population has doubled. The townships have faithfully, and the city of Belchester have faithfully paid in to keep the fire department and the rescue squad going for all these years. Now it was decided in February that the city of Goodhue needed to step up to the plate. Since February 28th, the Fire Association Committee appointed by the association, we've had several meetings, don't even want to count them. We came up with a document here that we felt we were comfortable with. Your attorney looked it over, gave us all these comments on it, some legit, some just his own personal feeling, not what we wanted. None did I see in there where he said we were illegal with anything. We have a meeting August 11th with the full board. Our expectations are that the city of Goodhue will look over this document and figure out what's good or bad within a couple of days. We can meet again on Monday with anybody in the group, call a special meeting, and hammer this thing out in a half an hour. So come the August 11th meeting, we can sit down and bring Goodhue in as a full-fledged member of the Goodhue Fire Truck Association. There's like 3 steps that gotta go through to get it done, but they can all happen on the same night. There's been too much controversy with this. We have the volunteer fire department, volunteer fire boys not happy. We have how many members of the truck association not happy, and that only goes to undermine the fire department in this community and our community, the community at large. We're not asking for anything out of whack. I don't know what else to say. This is about safety in this community. And that's the long and the short of it. I don't know what else to tell you. Our expectations are not out of line. So, whatever you do, but I'm saying firsthand, August 11th is the due date. We need this agreement done. We need Goodhue community to be on board with the rest of us and pay their fair share based on what everybody else is paying. We're not asking for anything more out of the community than we are out of any of the other townships of the city of Alchester. Any questions? I can answer them.
Yeah, I have a question. So can you share with me what what your position is on some of these things that you have seen Bob have a concern with for the city itself?
Bob mentioned that he didn't like it that we could fire the fire chief, but we weren't hiring him. Too bad. That's what our committee is presenting to our group. We're gonna let them, the volunteers hire, but we're gonna take the position we can fire if things go bad. He said we didn't have enough of a formula. 50% of the levy is paid by population, 50% of the levy is paid by building values. That's a formula for us. He was concerned that we didn't say where we're getting this information. The county assessor's office and the state demographer. Not a problem there. He wanted us to have a majority vote on things. We said no. We've been voting on 3/5 for all these years. We know that's what we can present to the townships with no problem.
3/5 or 5/8?
No,
3/5, I was wrong.
Okay.
The difference, majority is 50%, 3/5 is 60%. But that's what our committee is comfortable with presenting to the township. And we have 4 township people. We know our townships. We know what they will accept and won't accept. He made one point where we had our indemnification, that's the right way to say it. We kind of had it spread out through the document. He thought we should bring it into one. Not a problem. That has nothing to do with it. You know, as far as, you know, we can bring it into one and make it a cleaner document. That's fine. So nothing that was major, but a lot of it was Bob's opinion as your attorney, but we were doing nothing illegal. Not that he told us anyway, or not that he made comment on the document. So.
Okay.
It can continue even though.
Go ahead. I do.
Well, the thing went off.
Oh,
If you
okay.
have more
Yeah, thank you,
questions,
Rich.
because it was interactive.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My fault.
So this, I just got a question, the example down here on this part here,
Yes,
Are those the actual numbers
yes,
for the new one?
for the new levy, yes.
And our current one is, what was it, 24%?
23.5, or 22.5 of just the,
Limited of what you were paying for.
Right, that was the 22.5, right?
For maintenance of the building. So some years it was a couple $1,000s. Year like this year, we paid 24,000 because they put a new roof on. If we didn't do much building maintenance, we didn't pay much. If there was a lot of building maintenance, we paid more. If we brought on firefighters, we paid for training. If we didn't bring on firefighters, we didn't pay for training. I don't have a historical account of what we paid for the last 10 years. But if you average it out, Goodhue has been paying a shortfall compared to the rest of the communities. And all they're asking is for Goodhue to pay a fair portion, which we've outlined in this document.
If I may, Goodhue has not been a voting member. The city of Goodhue has not been a voting member on the Fire Truck Association. I've been the vice chair for over 20 years, and they've never, and we're trying to bring them up, okay, become a voting member, and, help us with this here. So that's what we've been working on. Henry and I came to the city council 3-4 years back, it'd be somewhere in your minutes when we came, and asked for the same thing, but it didn't go anywheres. But this document's 30 years old, this original one. It's 2 pages long. We're trying to make it better.
And I think,
And Mayor, Council, I agree with that. I mean, I agree with everything the first speaker said about the lectern. I haven't said anything here is illegal, like it's criminal or something. No, of course that's not the case. I've heard now several people though say, for example, that the request here is that the city of Goodhue contribute and then become a full member. There is nothing in the current agreement that says that Goodhue can't be a voting member. The city of Goodhue is a voting member. Now, maybe the city of Goodhue has not sent someone to vote. I don't know why that would be the case, but there is no, the city is a full member currently and has the right to vote. So, I mean, that's incorrect to say that the city isn't a voting member. As to the formula, which is, I mean, let's cut to the chase here, right? I mean, I've made a bunch of comments that are lawyer comments, and I totally get why people would roll their eyes at comments about rewording things, and I understand all that. I think the agreement should be written right, but I understand why people would roll their eyes at that. But the funding part, section 6, and that's the money. That's what everybody's gonna pay. And I'm sorry I don't know your name, sir, that you got up and spoke to the lectern, but there is nothing in here that says what you just said. It doesn't say that it's 50% based on building value, 50% based on population served. That's not in the agreement. That's not in the proposed agreement, and that makes sense. Let's write that in. That's what you want, but this is your document, not mine. And if the goal is that that's going to be changed periodically, or that's going to be based on the demographer's numbers, not the census, that needs to be written in here too. And then finally, somebody said, what about the formula that's written into the agreement? That's just an example. Supposedly, what the agreement says, that's an example of how this formula is supposed to work. I have no idea what these numbers are based on. You know, so it says City of Goodhue 23.5%, 41,000. I have no idea what that's based on. I have no idea what, you can't tell from the agreement, what building value for Goodhue that's based on, or what population for Goodhue that's based on, or what levy is the way the term is used in this agreement. It's not the right term, but I don't know how these numbers have been derived. And it seems to me that fundamentally the City of Goodhue Council should be most concerned about what are we going to have to pay under this agreement. And I'm just telling you as your lawyer, it's completely unclear what you're going to have to pay under this agreement. So it needs to be corrected. I didn't draft the agreement, so I can't fix it. I don't know how to fix it. I didn't draft it. So I'm asking the folks in the room who have said August 11th is the deadline to go ahead and present something to us that says what you all intend. I don't know what you intend. So present something in writing that says all those things you just said at the lecture.
Bob, Mike,
Section 6, paragraph 1, last line states that, the share allocated to each member shall be based upon the following formula. Building value plus population served equals total value.
Yeah, Mayor and Council, that's a nonsensical statement. Building value meaning what?
The building value-
Building value in the city of Goodhue as determined by the county assessor. I don't know. Population served, I take it that means the full population of Goodhue in this case. So how do you add, let's say Goodhue's building value is $100 million, I don't know what the number is, and the population is 1,000. What is that? I don't know what that equals. So that's $100 million plus 1,000 people? This is not a formula. It's not a formula that anyone can interpret. So I'm not arguing with you, council member. A formula is a good idea. And using building value and population makes sense. But the words here don't provide a formula. It doesn't say 50% based on building value. It doesn't say 50% based on population. It doesn't say where those numbers are going to come from. It's not a formula.
Okay, so if there was okay, so what did you say it was? 50% of the building?
50% for the buildings.
50% of the population? The building value coming from where?
Goodhue County Assessor's Office.
Okay, and then, population serve coming from where?
State demographer or GIS out of Goodhue County. Either one of them
They have the same information because they go
Right.
from the
can
demographic.
supply did supply that information for this.
And that formula, once the formula, so say the building value, just for the sake of math, so say the building value is $1 and the population is based on 1,900 people today. But what if where does it account for if there's an increase, or is that formula static?
Every 5 years.
So every 5 years that,
Every 5 years, or as anything, as the truck association, full board would look at it and say, hey, because of this issue, we need to
Okay.
relook at those values.
okay, so if we put the percentages in, Bob, would that, I mean, to me, that's a formula based on, if you use the percentages, right, and the source.
Percentage of the source, yes.
So it said 50% of building value plus 50% of population equals total value.
Total value of what? No, I'm not being a jerk. I'm not trying to be a little lawyer that's trying to blow things up. I want this agreement to happen. I don't understand. I honestly don't understand. You have 8 member communities here. They all have different populations. They all have different building values. So how is this formula going to work? Each community is going to have a certain population value or a certain building value. I guess now it's going to be determined by the county. I don't understand how the math's going to work. I don't understand how you actually produce a number for each community. I mean, maybe somebody in the room who's done this, just explain how Goodhue in the table below came up at 23.5%. What were the inputs
Do we
that
have
produced
rough numbers
23.5% for Goodhue?
of that?
We don't know, it was just a number that was there, the old one, but for the new one, it's,
No, I mean,
it's
of
the
what they're
total
saying, 50%
population
of the
for all the
building value.
entities
Do we have an
in that
example?
agreement.
Yeah, I gave them to you
Plus the
previous.
value of all the buildings,
So
they
don't
take
throw
the
me a
total
number
value,
again,
total
just so I can
population,
do the math in
and
my
then
head
it's
here.
your share, say,
Goodhue population is 1,200.
Yep.
whatever
Population.
Goodhue's population is, if that's 20%, and whatever their value is,
I
whatever
don't remember
percentage
hearing that
is
number.
combined.
The building.
So it's
I
the
don't remember
building
hearing that.
value of all buildings
All buildings in the fire district.
within our association.
Yeah.
Right.
Or
So
where we
Everybody in the fire
respond to,
district, it's a total population, total building value.
plus all the
And then you
population.
separate out whose portions are what, and that's that's where your percentage comes from.
77.5.
I got you. So it's everybody's together, and then your population will give you your percentage.
And that's a standard procedure,
Hold
most of the,
on. I'm getting the point, I guess, then. So it would be the county's assessed value for all of the structures in all of the participating communities added together.
Yes,
So that would be the total building value
yes,
for the entire area served. And then Goodhue's percentage of that piece of this formula would be its percentage building value of that total number,
yes.
right? I think that's what everyone is saying. So I have no idea what the building values in the other communities here are, but let's say that Goodhue's is 25% of the total number of the 8 communities. So that piece of the equation is 50% of the equation, and the other 50% I've been told is the population. There is then, I guess, what, a total population calculation for all of the communities?
Yeah.
And then Goodhue's percentage of that total is the other 50% of its calculation.
Yes,
And then that somehow produces a total percentage for Goodhue and for all of the member communities.
yes.
Okay, that's a complicated formula, but it certainly can be done. That can be done, but it is not done here. I mean, no one could read this and possibly know that that's what is intended here. And I don't know how to write that. I mean, I've never written that formula before. That's a math formula. But that makes sense. That's fine. I mean, what's being presented there is fine. That can be done. I don't actually know how to do it, but that can be done. But this doesn't say that at all. So my point is that the agreement should say that then.
my comment is no problem, we can figure it out.
Yeah, we can modify that section and explain how it works.
Kinda like what he just said.
Yeah,
I don't think it's written in the old contract, what,
Well, I think in the old one,
is it divided, how does it?
I think here's what happened. I think somebody came up with 22.5 and then took the rest, took 100 minus 22.5, which is 77.5, and then just allocated it.
Maybe the population.
I,
Because there is.
it's hard to.
From my perspective, the old agreement is more ambiguous than what we're talking about,
Right. 'cause
by
this-
far.
Yeah, because if you look at the population, that makes sense.
I guess my question is, are there any issues here, or that somebody feels that the Goodhue Fire Truck Association is taking advantage of Goodhue, that they're not,
No.
just, we're getting a lot of, problems here that we need to resolve and move ahead. I'm gonna throw this out as an idea. Mike has got an updated one that I gave him last night after I went through and made a few of the changes that your attorney brought up.
Oh,
Get it shipped to your attorney tomorrow morning, let him look it over, get back at least to me so I can get it to the committee by Friday afternoon. We'll rework it. We can meet Monday morning with Lisa and anybody else between the council and the committee. Monday morning, we can hammer it out. We can have a document. We can get the fire committee to agree with it. You can call a special meeting between now and August 11th, and we can get this thing approved, and we can deal with the 3 steps needed for Goodhue to become a full-fledged member of the Goodhue Fire Truck Association on August 11th. It's important that it gets done. It's important that we go to our August 11th meeting and that we take care of the fears and anxiety of the townships. That they feel they're being respected and treated for the time and money and effort they put in over the last, 50, 60, 70 years. That's all they're looking for.
Would it be approved at this meeting?
Pardon?
Would it be approved at the August 11th?
We can. Yep.
Well, the only reason why and full disclosure, I'm the clerk at City of Belchester, and you had indicated at the meeting last week that no, it wouldn't be until February. So the Belchester Council is under the impression that it's not going to be this, what they had to read that.
That,
And I'm only saying that because that's what happened at the Belchester.
I disagree with you. I was at the meeting. That was no way was that indicated.
Because Jody asked,
Well,
will there be changes, and you said yes.
yes.
And so she said, and you said, we'll have it at the February. So I'm just saying,
Yeah.
they think that there's going to be more changes.
I have no problem talking to each and every member of the Belchester City Council and explaining it to them. That's not gonna be a problem. All we're dealing out right now is problems thrown at us to try to ignore this August 11th meeting. And I'm saying, as part of this committee, we've all decided that meeting is taking place August 11th. We need this document, we need all this stuff taken care of so that we do not have half or more of our township members up in arms. It's as simple as that, and we're doing nothing but wanting to make sure we have full coverage and service for the Goodhue community of the fire truck and rescue squad. That's all we're looking for.
Mayor, I'm sorry to interrupt. Can I ask one just question? Because I think the idea that's being presented there by the folks in the audience about, we'll come back with a revised document, makes a lot of sense. I think that's great. I don't know what the council thinks, but I think that's great. I have just one really fundamental financial question. And I think it's for folks other than City of Goodhue council members. Can I ask that question, Mayor?
Sure, go ahead.
Sure. So I think the biggest concern typically for an organization like this is going to be that, let's say we come up with this formula, we get the words written down, and it all makes sense, and all the members agree on the formula. And let's say that the formula says Goodhue pays 25% of any new equipment for the association. Is the intention of the group that the association could vote to buy a new fire truck for $1 million, which is a cheap fire truck these days? And Goodhue would have to pay 25% of that, even though the Goodhue City Council didn't vote to approve that new fire truck. Because as I read the language currently, it says the group can agree to buy a new fire truck, and not all the members have to approve that, and then all of the members have to pay for it. Is that what is intended, or am I missing the point?
Correct, that's the same as all the townships that are involved. If the truck association says, we're gonna buy a new truck, everybody is in for that new truck at the percentage of what we have in this formula.
Got it. Okay, well, I think that's important, council, for you to understand. I mean, that's how I read the draft agreement. I've raised some questions about that, but that's the implication, is that the fire association could buy a very, very expensive piece of equipment by a majority vote or supermajority vote of that group that doesn't include the City of Goodhue representative. And then Goodhue will be on the hook to pay its percentage of that piece of equipment. So I mean, that at the end of the day is where the rubber hits the road here.
Well, 2 years ago, we bought a $650,000 truck. How much did the city pay?
Yep.
Nothing. And that's probably what got this whole thing started, because every township paid for that truck, and it gets used in this city more than any township, and they didn't pay a dime. So I'm just saying it's possible that we could buy something new in the future and you'll have to pay, but you didn't pay for anything ever in the previous that everybody else has. So you can keep that in mind also.
Right, but as the city paid for all the training and all that other stuff, did the other, I mean, I don't know, I'm new to this.
Which is pennies compared
Well,
to.
and I'm not looking for an argument or a fight or anything, I'm just simply asking a question here. Is the city has paid for things where, the townships have not, right?
Lisa sent the information here a while back, the last 10 years, from 14 to 24 or whatever. The city paid $130,000 over the last 10 years.
Okay.
At the same time period, Acres Township paid $230,000. Right. Don't pay close to $200,000. So,
And I get that. Like I said, I'm not looking for an argument. I had no idea.
This pays information.
Yeah.
And that was minus food trucks or new equipment, that did not include all
And another thing I will say is it hasn't happened before where, we come to a meeting unknowing that one township's gonna say, or the firefighter's gonna say, we need a new truck, and at that meeting, a truck is purchased. It's never like that. It's like it was with, you know, other equipment for the city. You bring it up many times before, and you see it coming down the pipe.
Yeah, it's like we need a new dump truck. Just because two people vote on it and one person doesn't, you still gotta get it, because
Yeah.
you're gonna have people that are against it, so.
And it's not one of those things that it happens in a spur of a moment. So just to clarify, and I don't think that's what Bob is trying to say either, that at some meeting, this is gonna happen. It's just also, like he said, looking out for the vested interest of Goodhue. That's what he has to bring up.
Yeah, and so Mayor and Council, this is, the reason I asked the question is this. This issue, the issue I highlighted about the group wants to buy a new truck, the group already bought a new truck for almost $700,000, and who's gonna pay for it? That's always the issue, of course, right? In any fire association like this, that's always the issue. That's always the biggest area of disagreement about who should pay what. And that's fine. I have no opinion about that. I have no opinion about what Goodhue should agree to pay going forward for new equipment. That's entirely up to the council. The point I guess I'm trying to make is that we definitely don't want to be arguing about what the agreement says about that, right? We just want to be sure we know what we're agreeing to. Because it's a lot of money we're talking about. It could be even more than $700,000. As I said, a cheap fire truck these days is $1 million. You can buy $5 million fire trucks without stretching too hard. So it's quite a big financial issue for Goodhue. And so all I'm advocating for you, for the benefit frankly of Goodhue and everybody in the room, is that we just know what the deal is. We know exactly who's gonna have to pay what. So I'll stop talking again, but I mean, that's all I'm advocating for here is clarity.
Yeah, I think the important thing now is that to get this, the revised, that Rich has sent over to Michael and get it over to Bob and us and get it moving. You know, I don't think at any time the city, didn't want to participate, but this contract from 1996 at some point should have been looked at some point, right? You know, and so now, after all these years, you know, of course, we understand the townships are, you know, saying, wait a minute here, Goodhue's got to get on board. So the pressure is really on now to this council to get something passed, and at no point did we not want to. It just, you know, we rely on our city attorney also to give us the information that protects us as a city.
Well, can we make it happen? Can you get Mike to Bob?
Mhm.
And that Friday afternoon, I can get it by an email I can read. I can look it over, and by Monday morning, we can sit down with whoever in this group can be here at 9 o'clock Monday morning and hammer out. And if I get it Friday, I got the weekend to look it over. I got the weekend to talk with the rest of the fire committee. And I'm sure we can hammer it out Monday morning and have a document that will be satisfactory for the fire association, initially for the committee here and for the council.
Well, I think we can guarantee that it'll go from Michael to Bob, but I can't speak for Bob, and how fast he can get this done. You know, Friday isn't that far away, so Bob, what's
Yeah,
your?
no, Mayor and Council, that reflects that issue that we're kind of talking around here. And I think we have to be direct about it. I mean, I've expressed the view, and I understand that maybe folks in the audience there don't agree with this, but I've expressed the view that for a new agreement to be in effect among these 8 communities, 2 cities and 6 townships, the only way for that to happen is for the governing bodies of those 8 communities to vote for that agreement. It is not my view that the fire board can vote on an agreement and bind all of the 8 communities to the agreement. That's not legally correct. And I'm not gonna change my view about that. So it's gonna require a vote of the Goodhue City Council and all of the other township boards and the city of Belchester for a new agreement to be in effect. And that's not gonna happen, that's not gonna happen by August 11th.
Guaranteed it'll happen with the city of Belchester and every single township. By August 11th, no problem. Guaranteed.
Okay.
City of Goodhue will be the only one.
We can have a, let's have a gentleman's bet on that.
You really don't know us out here, do you? You don't know how long this group has been around. You don't know the loyalty that this group, these townships, has shown to the community of Goodhue. You think we're lying to you?
No, then,
I'm not questioning your honesty, the integrity of these communities, I'm not questioning that, I'm just questioning getting all of the township board members, 3 supervisors in each township together to vote on something, and the council of the 2 cities together to vote on something by August 11th. That's all my question, I'm not questioning any of the things you said.
well, I think what we can do is our part, right? And if Rich is confident on his part, then there shouldn't be a problem. So we'll do our part.
What is
Get
our
that?
vote, though?
We've gotta get
let's
this.
Step through the timeline, like,
Tomorrow morning, dropping the document off in the box.
okay,
It's gonna have to send to Bob. Bob's gonna have to get it back by Friday morning, afternoon, way to be generous. You'll read it. Call special meeting for Monday.
Which we have to give a 3-day window, yep,
Yeah.
3 business days, so.
Okay, so is that, who's gonna be able to make a Monday morning meeting?
The problem
Then
is,
it'd be 2 people.
you're right, we could do 2 people and have a Tuesday special meeting to
Well, you
approve
don't
it.
need, I'm not suggesting a special meeting for Monday morning. I'm suggesting
Representatives.
representative, your administrator, Janine can make it, I can make it, whichever one of our fire board can make it. It's just a general meeting. It's no decisions to be made. It's just to hammer out the document that Bob has sent back and say, okay, is it agreeable for the most part for the city? Is it agreeable? I can go back to the committee and I can say, this is what we got. What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not looking for a vote Monday morning. I'm just looking for a sit down to go through the document and for everybody to say it's gonna work.
We would need only 2 people, because 3 would be the one.
2 at max. 1 would work.
I don't know when Joe's coming back, if you wanna include him on it, he's technically the fire representative, and he hasn't been elected in years.
I'm all.
I've been the one that's been going to all the meetings.
I know that he was appointed in January to be.
Correct.
but he's gone.
Every representative.
That's what I just said.
Yeah, he's not coming back for, I think, another.
I mean, you could do it Monday evening. It doesn't
I'll do it Monday morning. I can take off work. It's fine.
matter.
Okay.
I know.
It doesn't matter to me, I just needed to make sure.
I'll be there Monday
this is
morning.
done correctly.
Then sometime between all the townships agree on it, all the townships and the city of Goodhue have to have a meeting to then approve it.
Okay, so when you have is this like handwritten, or?
No.
You said put it in the.
What are you looking for?
The document.
The Dropbox here, maybe, is that.
So Rich made the document, printed it out.
Okay,
So it's,
And
and
then-
then did you handwrite it, or?
No, she's talking about the document you gave me.
I can go in and, edit that document on my laptop.
Okay,
I just can't get it to print off.
okay,
Or I get it to print off, I can't get it to send any places.
okay.
Yeah, so he printed off, I read it.
Okay,
I'll put that into the Dropbox here in the morning.
okay,
Bob will be able to read it and have it sent back to the city down here in the afternoon of Friday.
and then we can get it all in one, okay.
Then they'll send it out to the townships and Rich. Monday morning, I'll meet you down here.
Are you here tomorrow? Okay.
The only thing is, I don't know how you're gonna send it to Bob, because we had that trouble last time. You had to come down and.
No, that was getting it out of yours. I
Right.
can send it Bob beautifully, it was getting it
Yeah,
out
right,
of
I
your
understand, I'm
laptop.
just saying, to get it out of my laptop.
Well, she can scan the hard copy.
I was gonna say, if it's gonna be the Dropbox.
It's past here.
Yeah.
We got it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I can get it, Bob, no problem.
So So then sometime after we agree upon the document, send it out to the councils, and we'll have to have a special meeting to,
Yeah, we'll have to,
pass a resolution or not, to adopt it.
So who's gonna be here Monday?
Me.
You? That's it?
You wanna do it?
I'm off, I mean,
You can do it.
Humor me on this question, Mayor. This agreement is in place today, which is no good and has to be, changed, which I totally understand again the reason why. It's been in place for 3 decades. But why is August, I don't understand the rush here. I mean, why can't we just get this right? There is a problem, I mean, the member in the audience again made a good point, which is that the actual just computer document is a mess. I mean, it's impossible to edit it because it's in terrible form. So, I mean, actually, like just getting like my secretary to produce the document in a format somebody could read it is going to take time. So, why do we have to have this come out August 11th? Just because there's a meeting called? I don't understand.
You already went through the document we're speaking about. We're not talking about the 95 document. We're talking about the one we just produced here within the last couple months.
Right. Well, why not approve it in September or October when we can have it in a good clean condition so everybody can read it?
Why not do it in December? Because this is what's going to drag on and on and on. And we've got a group of volunteer fire department boys who are unhappy and unsure.
And the biggest reason is we need to get it budgeted. We can't do a city budget in December, we can't do it in November, we can't do it in October. We have to set all this in September, which is why we're trying to do it in August.
November 30th,
We set the preliminary one.
but we have to set it November 30th.
And on top of that, we have most of our township representatives are farming, so we get into harvest. We get into athletic events, so it's pretty tough to schedule meetings between athletic events and harvest. And then we sit and drag this thing out.
Resolution next year, yeah.
And I do not want an unhappy volunteer fire department guy showing up at my house to put a fire out or help rescue me when I have the big one. So it's a very personal concern of mine, as it is with everybody else in our fire district.
And we got our annual meeting in February, we were working on this since February, that's like 6 months. We had like 17, I think this is the 8th meeting we did together. It's just kind of like, I don't want to get burned out, but that's kind of happens. You keep putting it off, putting it off, putting it off.
And I think the city council members that were at the meeting the other night, that of they seen there's a very large show of force from the firefighters. They're very concerned what's going on here, very on edge, so.
And I hope that when we talked about the resolution that we passed, right, to support the Fire Truck Association, I hope that was heard, you know, because that should give them.
So there's major concern.
Right.
It's better late than sooner than later, so.
and I don't think the question of us not moving forward with this is the question, it's just
Right.
trying to get
Right.
the verbiage correct. And I think at this point, all we can really do now is, just have Michael drop it off, it gets sent to Bob, and then it's in his hands, and then hopefully we can get it back in time to approve it. I mean, I get it, I talk to firefighters all the time, and I've heard it for the last, 2, 3, 4 months. And, you know, I mean, I have a soft spot in my heart for the firefighters too, and we need to move forward with this, but it may just take a little bit of time. It may take a couple extra days or something like that, so I don't think, like I said, I don't think the question of us not moving forward is the issue. It's just trying to make sure that all of this is right, and hopefully with the corrections that were made, we can push this thing through as fast as we possibly can.
I don't think we're that far off.
And one other question, the document that you have, does it capture this whole formula we just talked about? Because that was a little,
No, well, you did,
I used the form for the dollars, for the levy?
but you didn't change the wordage on the formula. You don't.
No.
That's the same, and the numbers are the same.
50/50 on the
But
levy.
like the
Right,
verbiage, how you wrote it, I'm trying to remember, it was the same. You didn't change,
It's not gonna have a big fancy formula.
no. You wrote out the formula the same as it is in here.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
that hasn't changed.
Yeah.
I added in there that the Goodhue County assessor for the building
Mhm.
values.
Where the numbers come from.
And, yeah, state demographer
Demographer.
for the
But the
population.
formula is also based on the total building value of all the,
Yes,
All members.
Buildings in that coverage area.
yes. And
Okay.
that comes,
is that in
it
there?
comes from the assessor who gives it to the GIS guy.
The number? No.
No, I'm just saying, I'm sure it's.
It just says building value, and we send this one. I
Right.
don't know about the change
Yep.
one.
And I want to give my apologies for not attending Monday, but I had some unforeseen obligations pop up, so I apologize for not getting there. And, once again, I don't want to give the impression that, we want this to get moving also. But I agree with Chris and our city attorney. We just want to get it right, so we don't have to revisit nothing again, So, all right.
So we're good?
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks,
Yep.
Tom.
Yeah, thank you, guys. All right. Moving on to the amended Lions lease agreement.
All you need to do is just, as soon as they sign their part, we just gotta sign our part, and we'll put it back on. You just gave a motion to approve it, and then you sign it.
I have no objection to it.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the amended lease agreement.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Motion approved. Next resolution, 2513, authorizing PSIG grant application.
PSIG grant, funding to help the North Star Sanitary Sewer District. Each city in it has to pass a resolution. So all four of us have the same resolution, just our name was changed on it. It came from our engineers, and they're the ones that are submitting it for us to try to get some funding at the federal level to help out with this. So it's a requirement that is needed in the application.
I'll make a resolution a motion to pass the resolution 25-13, authorizing the PSIG grant application.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Water aerobics options.
Three options in your packet that were discussed briefly at the last meeting. We didn't get to the point of being able to say yes, that you guys want to have that presented for the person who's currently going to be teaching, the option that'll work for her.
I think you should present all three.
So, I honestly, I talked to, Thompson, what's her first name? Julie Thompson. About it, and option one sounds to be the closest of what commonly actually took place. She said there were often adults who would show up to the pool and say, hey, I want to do a little water aerobics, but I want to swim laps. And she's like, yeah, that's fine. You can join us halfway through, or halfway through leave and just do some laps, whatever. So I really think option one is the closest option. Also, in talking to her, I think, we could totally ask her which option will work best for her, but she's going to pick number one, and she's also going to say, it really doesn't matter as long as, it kind of lets me do it. So I really think if we went with option one, it would be the option she would also have picked.
I was just gonna present it to her and ask, because I did not know if that can happen at the same time as water aerobics is. And they run into each other, whatever, not knowing.
Well, water aerobics are done in the shallow end, laps are, so the way the pool's set up is the shallow end is here, and then the laps go this way. So it should be okay.
Well, no, cause they consume 50% of the long way.
Okay, so if we're not sure we can do this, then I wouldn't present it to her.
No, when,
It wasn't us do it, it's if she can
Yeah.
conduct the water
Oh,
Yeah.
classes.
oh,
She
While
just-
there's somebody doing laps, that would be her decision, if it's possible.
okay,
to work
Tor
with
thinks
the
so,
lap swimmers,
But it's her decision.
you know, that's what
yeah.
I thought, man, this, I agree, this, you know, but we give her all three options, let her pick, so we can get the ball rolling for her as well, so the community understands we want water aerobics to stay, okay? But, you know,
But
They're-
regardless, whatever option they choose, there will be a lifeguard there.
There, if she, adult, one person needs to be there. If it was done to adult only, where there's no kids, then one lifeguard up to 20 adults can be the minimum.
Alright, well, I think we should just give them the options and let her choose, I guess.
If you just made a motion so that you all agree
Yeah.
to give her the option.
I guess one issue I see, so this would then push it out another month.
Yeah, they're not gonna do it this summer.
Not necessarily, if you guys agree to present her the options and tomorrow she says, I think option number one is great, it can start right away. If the option is her, you guys are agreeing to
All three
I'll
options.
let her.
to give her the option.
Okay, I see
All
what
these
you're saying,
three.
okay. I
Yeah,
just wanted to make sure we could start as soon as we could, is what I
Yeah.
was concerned about.
yeah.
Okay.
So I'll make a motion to, for the water aerobic option, 3 options for water aerobics for adult use in the pool.
I'll second.
all in favor?
Uh,
Opposed? Motion approved. Okay, citywide cleanup details.
Well, I think the 13th of September is the date. We have the National Honor Society from the schools that's going to help. Evans recommended that date because the second option, homecoming, and he figured they were gonna get up after homecoming.
So
Not
13th
being
September.
September, yeah. So we have the things that were in my report. The only thing is tires. Anybody know anybody? Otherwise, we're gonna have to find a place to put tires. We either allow them or don't. If we have somebody that'll take them, that's great. I just don't have anybody. So if anybody knows anybody in the internet universe that will take tires,
$6 a tire, I'll take them.
So the National Honor Society, are they gonna help with the older people that might not be able to bring their stuff down?
we, started up a flyer to be able to, we gotta get this into the building in August, so they can have an option to read it. I have 2 days before, that if anybody cannot come and they need assistance, that we can give them the Thursday and the Friday before to have our crew, our guys, go to their house, have it on their curb by 7:30 in the morning, it gets picked up. They have to prepay and make an arrangement that they want it to pick up. We don't take something that's not supposed to be meant to be picked up. So they would sign up for it, arrange it, in order to, I recommend that the cost be increased a little bit for the convenience of our guys. We have to take the city truck and the guys picking it up and bringing it here. It can be the same price, it's up to you. All I'm doing is just recommending that maybe there's a $5 extra pickup convenience charge for Public Works to go to their house, pick it up and bring it back here. Otherwise, a flat fee would be the easiest to say, flat fee, bring your load. If you gotta go home, you come back with another load, it's a flat fee. So it doesn't, you load the thing up it's a load, it's a flat fee, instead of counting this, just making it simple. If anybody else has any other thoughts about that, I was just trying to make this whole process simple, convenient, and people have the opportunity to get rid of things that they don't want.
What's the liability look like with our city employees doing this? Maybe you didn't hear that, Bob, sorry, I wasn't very loud. What's the liability for our city employees to be grabbing junk off the road for a fee?
Sorry, grabbing junk off the road for what?
I'm sorry, maybe, like we did a city cleanup day, and we had a resident put the stuff on the side of the road, and then the city employees would pick it up. What does the liability look like?
I guess as long as it's appropriate employees, it's not any different than all of their other regular job duties. I assume you're talking about, Jason, and I don't know what else does it, but, yeah, so there's nothing extraordinary about that.
Okay.
I got Pine Island has the same thing. They have offered it to people to go out to put on the curb, pass
So-
by there by 7:30.
So we would charge them more to do that, because I wouldn't be amenable to do that for like senior citizens. I think we should let them.
I was only trying to make it be a convenience fee, so then the whole town doesn't go, yeah, pick up my stuff. You know, that's the only thing.
Tough to manage.
What are we gonna do with the people that don't put out what we're asking for, well, tires?
Well, the flyer that Pine Island, I borrowed it and I gave it to her to put the details on what, like, hazardous waste that was just in that collection that Goodhue County did. Those are prohibited. We can't not paint, I really want to try to get things that we have people that will take it away, so we don't have to pay to take it away or get rid of it.
So you-
dispose of it.
So I'm assuming, since we don't have the flyer, but in the flyer it says like explicitly, like, we will not take these items will be left.
That's my.
Yeah.
I mean,
And obviously we'll have to have somebody down here, so if the city employees are out picking up trash, we're gonna have somebody down here saying, you can't throw those spray paint cans in the dumpster.
Well, the 2 days before it happens is when the pickup. The Saturday, there's no pickup because everybody is here. So then when they come in,
You have to do it Thursday or Friday.
the 2 days to have it picked up, because Saturday morning, we're all gonna be here, or whomever is going to be participating. And when they drive in, it can be yes, no, at that point, when they drive in. No pickups are done
So
that
it's,
day.
if it was a flat rate fee, say $20, right? And Bob shows up, not you, Bob. Bob shows up with a pickup truck, $20. And then if Joe shows up with a pickup truck and a flatbed trailer, is it still $20?
I was trying to, my goal is to have people get rid of this stuff so we don't have to send out violation letters. If it's indeed a trailer and a truck, it's a load. You could change it any way you want. I was trying to make it simplistic. The end goal is that people have an option to get rid of stuff,
So we're gonna go
so
buy this
you're
right
not
there.
Yeah.
nickel diving.
No, I get it, I'm asking, 'cause, I mean, if it were me, I'd be showing up with like
I
a
know.
40-foot gooseneck and.
I know, but
20
if Salvation Army can get donation, cool. You know, Salvation Army is one of the participants.
So we just gotta roll the dice, see how it goes, and,
Yeah.
It's a trial, it's a
yeah.
trial.
I mean,
What if 5 people?
the other option is bulk pickup, so.
Yeah. Has anybody reached out to any farmers wanting to know if they want the tires for
I
their?
don't know.
Oh, we should ask, oh, that's a good idea.
You can
That's-
ask,
I can ask, Chris.
Cause I'm
I'm
assuming
gonna tell them that they have to come get them.
rims can be taken?
No, rims are
It's just
different,
the
yeah.
tires, can they be on it, or would you?
No, they would take care of that, they would, I'd have to talk to the boys and see what they.
well,
That was only
the rims would have to be off the tire when they're left with us.
That was the only
Because the rim will go with the metal people, and then if the
Yeah.
farmers want the tires, I'm not gonna say, Farmer Bob, you need to take the rim off the tire.
That's why I was wondering, because we need to be specific. If the tires
Yeah.
need to be removed from the rim.
I'll bring my
we need to-
reciprocating saw and cut
we
all
need to
tires
put
off the
specific-
rims.
Yeah,
You don't wanna do that.
I don't know, I asked Chris O'Reilly or Zach or one of those, we'll see what they-
so, any of your ideas, these are I want, my
I think
ultimate
this is
goal is to clean up for people inexpensively.
I think it's good, I mean,
You would just need to set what you would want the fee to be, and if you want it to be increased for pickup or not.
What was the fee in Pine Island?
What's the fee that you're proposing?
I was thinking $15 flat fee,
15, right?
20 if you picked up, a $5 difference, convenience fee. I really don't want to forfeit taking advantage of this. I don't want to price it so high that people go,
I'd like to see 10 and 15. That's fine.
Just taking into consideration that if there's any overages that we don't collect, then we pick up. And we do have some money in the garbage fund to be able to do it. That's why my goal was to try to find as many people to take stuff, so we didn't have to pay to dump the rest of it.
I was gonna say, cause the only person we're gonna have to pay is empty roll, take garbage, right?
Correct.
Cause Poncelets is taking it for free, Salvation Army and the.
Yep.
Ten's just easier in my first time, I don't know, that's just my thought.
And yeah, we need to see if it's even something people want to do.
Yeah.
I mean, this is really a test run, really. If it
I like
doesn't
keeping
happen
it
here-
even.
Yeah, I like keeping it.
Even billed number, so like, whether it was a $10 bill or a $5
Right.
bill or a $20 bill, I mean, I like $20 because I like money,
Well, I think 10, well, that's, yeah, I don't know, 10.
you know?
That's my thought, but.
So that would be you guys just telling us what you want to happen.
So the roll-off, he doesn't have a minimum? It just goes by the weight
It's
when
what
he,
you end up with.
he takes?
Yeah, so typically it's a dumpster pricing for trucking and then you figure out your tonnage.
But if
That's
you
what you
throw
end
like
up
a
paying.
couch in there, that's more.
Yeah, cause it's a bulky item.
Mattresses, that's more. He gets charged for all of it.
So I'm okay with 20, but here's my question too. What if we have a citizen, senior citizen that needs to do this but can't afford it?
I'll pay for it.
Perfect. So how can we word that in
Yeah, I
there?
was gonna say, how
Yeah,
many-
how do we word that, I
Just
guess?
have them contact Lisa.
If-
Contact City Hall and she can let me know.
if difficulties arise
Yes.
with this or
Yes.
something like that.
Yes, and she can let me know and
Perfect.
I can come down.
I don't know, what is it called?
So what's everyone thinking for dollar amount?
For seniors, I don't know.
I know, I'm kind of with 10.
10, 20?
10,
Is that what we call
15?
it for that? Okay.
I'm saying 10 and 15.
That's fine by me.
So go to 15 then?
10 and 15? $10 if you bring it here, 15 if we pick it up. Sorry.
Need a motion and it's done. I like to get it, we have to get it in the office building.
10 and
We'll have a
15.
good month.
I'll make a motion for the citywide cleanup details to be scheduled for September 13th with $10 if you bring the load to us and $15 if we have to pick it up.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Opposed? Motion passed. Alrighty, public comments.
Are you done with the city? Oh, sorry, I'm shutting.
Yep. What's that? I didn't hear that. Oh, no one,
I said
okay,
there's
yep.
only two people
Oh,
here,
no.
And they neither one of them said anything.
Alright, administrator comments.
The only thing besides that I wanted to say is that Redwood Computer, we have to switch to a .gov ending, and they're doing it to make sure that people know that it's a government entity. We did that switch over, but we're not changing any emails yet until, it has to kind of populate. Like the .gov needs to know to come to us, so he added it. Our emails won't change, people will still get you the same old thing that have now, but we just got it, done. Nothing's changing as of now. That's just an FYI. And that's it.
Thank you. Council comments?
I do got one thing. So we've been working, obviously, you know, I'm on the gas commission. And we've discussed time and time again about this agreement. And what is the agreement? Okay. This last week, we talked about the agreement. I have the agreement. I will send it out and we can get it printed. We can talk about it at the work meeting. But it's just very simple. It just says what the gas commission does to help out the city, what the city does to help out the gas commission, and the things that the gas commission has, that the city uses, the things that the city uses, or has that the gas commission uses, and then as well as the third week rotation. So instead of each public works person working every other weekend on call, now it's split between 3 weeks. So it's Jason, Todd, Kyle. Jason, Todd, Kyle. Does that make sense?
How was it before? Wasn't that how it was before?
Yeah, but this is the agreement, like.
Oh, I see,
If,
okay.
if there was no agreement, it would be Jason, Todd, every other weekend, so it'd be like, they're on call 2 weeks out of the 2 weekends a month. So I do have that agreement, I got it today, I will send that to you guys, so you can print it out.
And
Or
I
send
have
it.
to add to the agenda for.
Yep. So,
Fabulous.
yeah, and then the other issue that I emailed you about was fixed, so that was good.
Yeah,
So we're like,
and I'm like, what happened?
so, little stuff, it's pretty simple, was the gas commission was wondering why they were paying for attorney fees. And it was a misunderstanding billing thing that they got billed for when it wasn't supposed to happen, so, other than that, it's pretty good, so.
And they were credit.
Yep. Yep.
On July.
I do have one question. So, a couple people actually asked me the question. So, when the water and sewer bill came out, the little update flyer that's inside there talked about riding side by sides on private property. Was there the question?
What? I know.
Yeah. So, like, if people were going over private property, you're not supposed to do that, obviously. So, like, I can't just drive it across your lawn. Type thing.
Oh, I think
so-
riding side by side.
So was there like the question that was posed to me, is this happening in the same spot every time? Because what someone was curious about is, you know, is it a spot that people have always rode in that changed landowners or something like that needs to be corrected? Or was it just a one-off?
Somebody, it was a complaint, and because they Zoomed, and by the time we called them, who knows if they're going to be there? So it was just a blanket, like, you can't be on the.
Okay, so it wasn't happening at a consistent spot every time?
Well, I'm not certain, it came in
Okay.
as a complaint that somebody
Okay.
was using it as a
Pass through or whatever?
shortcut,
Okay.
going through somebody's yard, using it as a shortcut.
Okay, and, you know, I understood the people that were asking me if they were like, is this, you know, like the old road, if you went out towards Schaefer's and past Ag Partners there, that old,
That's
old
that's
road
why
map,
I was
like, people always
making a
take
heart
that,
attack. Yeah,
and
that's
so,
exactly
or
what I was talking
out this way, there used to be the same thing,
Yeah.
so it's just to make sure that something wasn't like that landowners changed, and now we're,
On the lot, the
gotcha,
property,
okay,
using the
okay.
shortcut.
Nope, and that's
about.
perfect.
Anyone else? No. All right, mayor comments, and I'm good, I don't have any. And other?
Are we all done with Bob?
Yep, I think we're done with Bob.
Thanks,
you have-
Bob.
you have
Thanks,
anything?
Bob.
Thanks, good night.
Good night.
Alrighty, motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Uh,
Opposed? Motion adjourned. So I got a question for you. Alright, so
Ernie, hang on.
Ernie,